which is really the birthing process, which is coming into this world. What is the process that you go through? There's 4 stages that you go through. First, you're in a baby, you're in the womb, you're just kind of floating around. You don't know hot, you don't know cold, you don't know alone, you don't know hungry, you don't know full, you don't know any of that. You're just kind of floating around, and there's no sense of time because time is man-made. It's a construct, it's a frame of reality, right? And so don't have that frame. So it seems like it's just forever. Right? Well, then the next thing happens, you start getting compressions. There's the womb stage 2 is where everything starts to pressure, pain. The blood starts to squeeze off. So now you're hungry. You don't even know what hunger is. All you know is you're hurting and this sucks. Right? There's no movement. You don't have no sense of time. So it seems like it's taking forever. Well, the third stage of birth, you now start to travel through the birth canal. There's now forward momentum. I was here, now I'm here, now I'm here. It still sucks, right? But you're going through the birth canal. And then the fourth stage, I think, is really the funnest. I mean, if you think about it, we don't know that we're human. We don't know that we're not human. We don't know what human is. All we know is we are now cold, hungry, alone, got slapped on the ass, and these big dangly things are moving me around. There's something moving me. Your eyes aren't even able to focus yet. The experience of being born is the first trauma that we all go through. And that, what Stanislav Grof believes, is that framework set the stage for our entire life, many ways, is unfolding in that way over and over. Well, then you jump to Joseph Campbell, and Joseph Campbell then created the hero's journey, or then unearthed the hero's journey. The amazing thing, if just really focus on for a minute, every story that you've ever been told that was worth remembering, every book that's been a classic, every movie that we watch, every story that we read, that we watch on television, like every time your friend tells you a story, there's a specific frame that we lock into called the hero's journey. We have a call to action. Everything's great, and then all of a sudden, everything sucks. Life has changed. Then we go through a process of challenges and temptations. Then we hit this abyss, this death and rebirth, and then we grow again. Boy, doesn't that look a lot like the 4 matrices of birth, right? So I started seeing, after I came through this weekend and woke up, October 15th was the first time I stepped up and did what was called carpet work, where I stepped out in the middle of the circle and there were 2 facilitators, and I was surrounded by a group of people, and they started asking me a series of questions. And man, I mean, it was like I went into an altered state. For a matter of fact, for the first 3 or 4 years when I was doing these workshops, I thought that somebody was sticking acid in our food. One of the leaders has to be dropping acid, because I leave and I'm at this 220 voltage. I'm at an altered state of consciousness. I'm more aware. I walk into the store and I'm leaving, and we stop at the gas station. I go to buy something, and all these people are kind of looking at me weird, like, who is this? Like, all of a sudden the world noticed me, and I think it was because I was noticing the world. You know what I'm saying? I was becoming awake. I believe that what shadow work does is it matures us so that we're able to act in a way that is us. Carl Jung had a quote. He said the main interest of his work wasn't concerned with the treatment of neuroses, but rather the approach to what he called the numinous. And it was a word they coined back in 1970 or 1917 that talked about something that was, the guy wanted to talk about the holy, but he didn't want to have the word good. He wanted it to surpass good and bad. He wanted it to be this above, spirit, above spirit. He wanted to remove the connotations he just wanted to talk about what this was up here. Right. And that's what numinous is. And the approach to numinous is the real therapy, is what Carl Jung said. He said, in so much as you attain the numinous experience, you are released from the curse of pathology. And this was the piece. Even the very disease itself takes on a numinous character. Like that to me, when you think about it, what we're doing in shadow work is we're going above our programming, above we go above the ego, we go through the persona, like you're driving down in. As you can see over here, you have in the picture, you have the conscious mind. Consider it a bowl, right? So you have the conscious mind, that where all our conscious thought sits. I'm going to do this today. Today's my birthday. I'm so special. Blah, 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 right? These are the words that I call it. It's the plot. It's the narrative. It's the
Okay.
second influence point, right? It's the language that we're hearing. This is the first thing we become conscious of, I think. Like, oh, I'm talking to myself. Up in here right now, I'm talking to myself. Okay, but where do those words come from? And when you really start to look at your plot, you start to look at the flavor of the words. Most people would never talk to a friend at the same level, frequency, or intensity that they talk to themselves.